Hey everyone. I've just realized that the starting soon screen doesn't have the Twitch chat overlay. I gotta fix that. Also, the webcam is a little low. I saw that little glitch. Oh, God, look at my facial hair is going all over the place. Jeez. Hey everyone, how you doing? Hey May, hey Warrior, hey Starscream. Starscream, I hope you're doing alright. I need to turn down some of this volume. Let me see if I can bring. Yeah, let's. Okay. Definitely a good idea to be streaming when I have a headache, right? Let's make this a little less transparent. Salty, thank you so much for resubscribing. Maya called. She became bored of waiting a month to get a trial and got a new attorney, Mr. Edgeworth, to defend her. May, Warrior, Starscream, Salty. Hey, Rosgriz. Hey, Ember. I do not have a beard. No, this just stays like barely below my chin. I cannot grow out a beard. This is as much as it goes. And it's annoying. Trust me, it's really annoying. I much prefer having no facial hair, but I get lazy, especially when I don't have to go out. Exactly. It's late at night. This is perfect for court proceedings. All the good courts take place at midnight. Okay, so if I remember correctly, oh Ember, same. Like if without the headset, my hair will fly around. Um, last time we we were with some really obnoxious dude who ran a hospital system. Something something. There was a nurse. Something something. The nurse died. Something something. Um, Maya is now a spirit medium, and she communicated with the nurse, and supposedly, while the nurse was possessing Maya, which is not supposed to happen, she killed the client. Mystic Maya. It's Mystic Maya. My bad. Um. So I don't remember most of the details, but we're defending Maya, I guess. Mystic Maya. And question: how do we backseat you when you're already on game 2, case 2? It means don't spoil it for me, or don't tell me like what the clue is that I need to be doing. Um. Oh yes, there was also Pearl, baby. Whatever her name was. Damn it, I don't remember the name of the little kid. All right. Wait, I just want to make sure that the stream is. Yep, the whole. Okay. Oh, it is Pearl. It's been a month. What? Prosecutor Von Karma? You mean? No, I heard it's his successor this time. Successor? Manfred von Karma was a really sinister man. Fair, but I also cannot get that scene of him slamming his head against the wall out of my head. Careful, Sly, you mistake Mystic Maya's name again and Maya's mother will bring down holy fire upon you. Oh, Lord. He pulled all sorts of nasty tricks, also he could win. Yeah, I still feel the shocks. He was a man obsessed with the word perfection. He had a perfect record, for 40 long years. Who knows what sorts of dirty tricks he used to get each of those guilty verdicts. And now his successor. I wonder what kind of person they will turn out to be. Oh yeah, their parents aren't alive. Maya and well, neither is Maya's sister. In fact, Maya's pretty much out of family. That was her aunt, right? Oh, hey, Solitus. Maya killed someone because a ghost posed her? Yeah, she T-posed to assert dominance over the client. No, Mia is Maya's sister. Older sister, who is also dead. It's no good. Mystic Maya! Hurley! You showed up. Thanks for coming all this way. I was really worried about you. Hey, where's your mother? Didn't you two come together? Mother is watching over the trainees. She said they have training for 2 days straight with no breaks. Huh? Then you came all by yourself? Yep, I snuck out of the manor and followed a map. Can you guys see? Yeah, she's ready to beat those two police officers and the judge. She is ready to knock them dead. Oh, MIA. Gotcha, Salty. I thought you meant Mia. Mia, Maya, Moya, Ini, Mini, Mini, Mo, Nikita's A, Shilashi. Oh yeah, there was the whole thing with Eeny Meeny, or whatever the hell her name was supposed to be. And the whole locking thing that we gotta do. I know Mia got bashed in the back of the head by red, white, and blue, so Maya has blood on her hands. No, Solitus, that is like... You're like a few months late. we finished that case, and we finished the 4 cases after that. I can't use it. I wanted to see if she's lying. Right, we had Lotta Hart again. Mimi Miney. And Eeny Miney. Eeny Mimi Miney. Right, Mimi was the nurse. She died in a car accident 1 year ago, and it was assumed it was suspected that Dr. Turner Gray somehow killed her in that car accident. Because his work was ruined? I don't know. Gotta love Dick Gumshoe, and there's Mia Fey. Don't tell me you walked all the way here. Of course not! I ran! Oh my god. She really is ready to beat someone up. I can't. Oh my. If it takes 2 hours by train. Oh man. Hurley, what about the train? Huh? What's a train? I give up. It's time, isn't it? I'm really scared. What if Von Karma tries to do something to me? At least I know Mr. Edgeworth would be nicer to me than Von Karma. Mr. A.G. Worth? Who is that? He's Nick's rival. Well, he's also a friend. I still remember him as though I'd seen him only yesterday. Every trial was a scorchingly fierce battle until the very end. I really thought that was Edgeworth coming in and saying, "Objection, I'm nobody's friend." It was always back and forth with them, but when you're rivals for life... Maya, please don't mention that name ever again. Huh? But why, Nick? I'm sorry, Maya. I forgot you don't know. He's gone. And he's not coming back. What? Wait a second. What's that supposed to mean? Court will commence shortly. Please proceed into the courtroom. Let's go. Now's not the time to talk about that anyway. Nick? Game? Excuse me? Where is Edgeworth? Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. Are the prosecution and the defense prepared? Okay. Does she also have a bullet somewhere in her body? Or does she just pick up that trick from her father? Salty, thank you. I got my papers ready to smack. Thank you, Starscream. I completely forgot. Got it. Thank you so much. I almost forgot. Edgeworth retired? I don't... He's dead. It seemed to imply that he was dead. Wright's lack of common sense caused Edgeworth to have a brain aneurysm. What is with this kid? Oh, right. Franziska has been prosecuting, putting away murder suspects in jail since she was 13. Oh my god. Right, now I remember freaking out about that one. Ahem. Mr. Wright, are you prepared? Huh? Yes, Your Honor. Why does he always seem mad at me? Mr. Phoenix, Wright? Well, I don't know how to do a German accent. And I don't trust myself to try. You must be a little shocked because I am a woman, correct? Hold on, so she's the famed successor to Prosecutor von Karma? I am Franziska von Karma, the prodigy. I see. I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. Revenge. I knew she had a whip. I didn't expect the whip to be handled like this. Or for the whip to have that kind of tip. Don't you know, Edgeworth was unfortunately drafted to find former President Hartling, and we all know how that went. Just do a Mercy accent from Overwatch. Granted, she's Swiss, but it's close enough. I don't play Overwatch. I don't know what Mercy sounds like. Revenge? Is this about her father, Manfred von Karma? I wonder, Phoenix. If it's something of a personal nature, I'm sure you can... Ow! I'm talking. Oh my god, did she just assault the judge? Did she just whip the judge? Oh, jeez. If you interrupt again, my whip will do the speaking for me. Please speak with your mouth like a normal person. I beg of you. Oh, jeez! Make no mistake, I will defeat you. Prepare to go down, Mr. Phoenix, Wright? Prosecutor von Karma, your opening statement, please. Those of von Karma blood have only one fate, and that is perfection. The defendant, Maya Fey, will find no escape from her guilt on my watch. Very well. What is the defense's position? Your Honor. Does the defense wish to enter a plea of not guilty? Yes. Foolish fool who foolishly dreams of foolish dreams. Oh my god. 10 minutes. I give the defense 10 minutes before it changes its plea. That's right. I'll have you running for the justified self-defense plea in no time. Justified self-defense. A plea usually reserved for when a person unintentionally kills in defense of themselves. We could very easily make a solid case that it was self-defense, but... The defense stands by the plea of not guilty, Your Honor. Because the plea justified self-defense is to say you did kill someone. What? Did she just curtsy? Did she just curtsy? How foolish. If that's how you want to play it, Mr. Phoenix, right? Then I shall now call the first witness. She's just as scary as her father. Like father, like daughter, I suppose. Something just occurred to me. We call up witnesses, even though they witnessed nothing. They were not a witness to the events. Posture check, thank you. Apparently, thinker clocks aren't the only things that hide ranged weapons in this universe. Isn't justified self-defense still considered legally innocent? I'm confused. Well, that changes the proceedings a bit, because justified self-defense means that you have to prove that it was indeed self-defense. That the victim was trying to attack Maya, or I guess the ghost possessing her and she lashed out? But we can't prove that. We can't prove that he was trying to attack her. All we can try to prove is that she wasn't the one who killed. Remember, we had that bullet hole. We have the bullet hole in the folding screen that was behind the desk. About 8 inches off the ground is a small hole that looks like a bullet hole. So it's... I'm sure that's the angle we're going to have to go with, that someone else shot through there and is putting the blame on Maya / the ghost. Ghost possession would technically be under duress. I guess you're right, actually. But I don't know how far we're going to go into mystic territory in this case, because remember, that's not exactly permissible in court of law. Witness your name and occupation. Yes, sir. My name is Dick Gumshoe. I'm a detective at the local precinct. Ah! Get to the point already. Explain to the court the details of this murder. Yes, sir. If everyone would please look at this map. Is he unaware, or is he just saying sir out of respect? The channeling chamber has no windows and the door was locked shut. At the time of the murder, only the victim and the defendant were in the room. What were they doing in there? They were channeling a spirit, sir. This is Phoenix Wright. You called a bird to the stand in the last game. Fair, but the bird was evidence. Channeling a spirit? That's quite the look of disbelief there, Your Honor. Anyway, a few minutes after the channeling started, gunshots were heard coming from inside the room, sir. A few of the witnesses broke the door down and rushed into the room. And that's when they found that the victim was already dead, correct? I believe this is one of the most open and shut cases I have ever presided over. Floor plans added to the court record. So, how was the victim killed? I was about to get to that. Stop wasting my time, then. Cause of death. The direct cause of death was a pistol shot to the forehead, sir. The shot was fired from point-blank range. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. I see what we're gonna have to prove. We're gonna have to prove that the nurse possessing Maya attacked with a knife that Maya had for some reason. And then someone else shot through the screen. So the victim was stabbed before being shot. This is the victim's autopsy report, sir. Autopsy report, after being stabbed in the chest, he was shot in the forehead at point blank. Wait, that's an issue. How can there be a bullet hole in the folding screen if he was shot point blank? The court accepts it into evidence. Mr. Wright, you may question the witness. Yeah, I know, May. I know that you can say that to refer to higher-ups, genderless, but I still think that's just a gumshoe thing. Either the whip was hiding a ranged weapon, or that whip is also like 30 feet long to hit everyone in the room. Direct cause of death was a pistol shot to the forehead. Shot was fired from point-blank range. Actually, let me press on these, because... The murder weapon, Detective Gumshoe. Whose pistol was it? It was the victim's. The victim? Now, why would he have... Why would he have a pistol? Who cares? The point that you are missing is whose fingerprints are on that pistol. If you're not already paying attention to that, then I suggest you start. Fingerprints? There were fingerprints. Along with the victims, the defendant, Maya Faze, were also on the grip, sir. So the defendant's fingerprints were left on the murder weapon. I walked right into her hands there. Point blank, huh? So about how far away is that? It's anywhere between 12 to 20 inches away. There you go, Rosgers. Not 5 feet. And how do you know he was shot at point blank? Oh! Tisk, 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 Mr. Phoenix, Wright? I mean... I love that she has her own flavor because Von Karno's like... I grow tired of the foolish foolery of the foolish fools of this foolish country. Excuse me? Gunpowder burn. Yeah, you could tell from the residue that comes off of a bullet being fired from a pistol. That leaves residue, and a certain amount of residue and even burn marks will show depending on if it was point blank range or not. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Gunpowder exploding is what makes a bullet fire, and that gets real hot, pal. And there were definitely some gunpowder burns left on the victim's forehead. Wow, never knew that. Live and learn, I guess. Never knew that as a defense attorney for murderers. I mean, suspected murderers. Yeah, I realize I'm doing more of a Russian thing, but I'm not good at accents. Get yourself someone who smiles at you like Karma smiles when making fun of Phoenix. 5 feet is point blank enough for... Okay, listen. We're not talking about sniper rifles here. Before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. Stabbed? And what was he stabbed with? A fruit knife. Gotta say, I think this is the first time I've ever heard in my life the word fruit knife. 5 feet is point blank for an RPG, too. I don't think point blank matters at that point. I see. And whose knife was it? It looks like it belongs to the Faze, sir. And of course, Maya Faze's fingerprints are all over it. All over it, huh? Ugh, this does not look good. What will you do now, Mr. Phoenix, Wright? The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. How severe was the wound? If it had been half an inch more to the right, it would have hit the victim's heart. After a stab like that, it's impossible to fight back, let alone stand. This testimony makes it sound like Maya had stabbed him with the intent to kill. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. Are you sure he was stabbed first, then shot? Yep, sure can be. One look at the wounds and you'd come to the same conclusion too, pal. A fool is a fool who will only listen to the foolish opinions of other foolish fools. A pistol shot to the forehead at point blank is certainly enough to kill instantly. Does it matter, then, which was first? Think a little more before you open that big mouth of yours, Mr. Phoenix, Wright? Ugh, what a pain. That's enough. We have clearly established how the victim was murdered. I brought the 2 murder weapons with me today. Very well, the court accepts them into evidence. Pistol. Murder weapon was Gray's. 2 shots fired. Bears Maya's and Gray's fingerprints. Knife. Murder weapon. A small fruit knife. Belongs to the Faze. Bears Maya's fingerprints. 30 feet is point blank for Talisman's 20mm Vulcan. There'd be a lot less room and a lot less bodies. What about an SWBM? Oh yeah, the SWBM is definitely what we're dealing with here. The date and time of death was June 19th at 3:15 p.m. Okay, I guess we're just gonna. I guess we're just going to attest that instead of accepting that into evidence with the court record with the autopsy report. But fine. Eyewitnesses claim to have heard 2 gunshots at this time. 2 murder weapons, both of the defendant's fingerprints on them, huh? This does seem like an open and shut case. Naturally. This is going from bad to worse, as if the summary just now wasn't oversimplifying things to the extreme. Your Honor, feel free to slam that little gavel of yours. After all, there is no room left for doubt, is there? That is quite true. Mr. Wright. Yes? Even in the face of all this, do you still wish to plead not guilty? It's the opinion of this court that if you do not adjust your plea, you stand to lose. It is the opinion of this court that if you do not adjust your opinion, adjust your stance, you will lose. I don't think you're allowed to say something like that. The victim appears to be incinerated by the SAR bomba hydrogen explosive. Ember, goddammit. I refuse to say that out loud because that is not what the lyrics say. Objection, a fruit knife isn't that for cutting fruits? See, just as I promised, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you would change your plea in less than 10 minutes. What will you do, Mr. Wright? Will you change to justified self-defense? Because now would be the time to do so. This is your final chance. It's a huge decision, I better think this through all the way. Nope, not guilty. If we plead justified self-defense, we would basically be confessing to murder. After the trial, Maya's life would be ruined, and she'd be labeled a murderer. I can't let that happen. Your Honor, have you reached a conclusion, Mr. Wright? The defense will not change its plea. We will accept nothing short of complete acquittal. You have sealed your fate, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Detective! Yes, sir. Present the final portion of your testimony, the final strike. Yes, sir. Now, see here. Proceedings are run by... Eek! Oh, yes, of course. Go ahead, detective, and give your testimony. I think the court would like to hear about the other piece of incriminating evidence. Kitchen knife for cutting chickens. Kitchens. Why did I say that chickens? May, absolutely right. D. Vasquez. Self-defense. Still murder. Sorry, pal, but there's an even more incriminating piece of evidence. Hold it! This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. As you can see, it's covered in blood. The defendant attacked and killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. You can't... So this is the costume. There certainly is evidence of a backspray of blood on this. This piece directly links Maya fate to the crime, sir. I see. The court accepts this into evidence. Maya's costume. Clothes Maya was wearing at the time of the murder, there are blood splatters on it. Alright, Mr. Wright. Maya's fingerprints on both murder weapons and blood splatters on her clothes. Did this situation get any worse? Ha! What's wrong? You seem to be at a loss. I think this is the last piece of testimony the prosecution should have to offer. Feel free to sulk off with your tail between your legs, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Please stop calling me by my full name, it's disturbing. A combat knife for cutting combat in half. How is this incriminating? Why didn't you say so in your testimony earlier? You're kinda scary today, you know, pal? Come now, Mr. Wright. There is no need for that kind of attitude in my court. Alright, just please stop glaring at me like that. Objection, I get blood. Oh no, I'm not finishing that. Ember, god damn it. Dick, this is not the time to dick around. I know you said fuck around, but don't dick around, Dick. Maya's costume? Yeah, she was wearing this when we arrested her. Maya, she's wearing her channeling costume today, too. Is she not allowed to wear anything else? As you can see, it's covered in blood. Says who? Maybe it's ketchup. This blood on the costume. Lab results show that it is the victim's blood. So there's blood from the victim on the defendant's clothes. Definitely not good. So, were there any other clues you could glean from this piece of evidence? Well... If you must change the topic, then the good detective here must testify again. But too bad, not enough time. Let's move on. Ah, yes, Miss Von Karma is perfectly correct. Now even the judge is on her side. But if I bite off more than I can chew here, what should I do? No, he's hiding something. He was gonna say something, but she interrupted. No, let's press further. Why is Miss Von Karma suddenly putting up resistance? There must be a reason as to why she suddenly threw out an objection like that. Wait! There must be something about this costume. There's a hole in the left arm. I just have to look harder. Mr. Wright, Ms. Von Karma's logic is perfect. There is no way for you to poke a hole in it. There's no way to poke a hole in it. Looks like my time is up, so about the costume. There is one little thing. Your Honor. Actually, there is something very wrong with this piece of evidence. What? What are you talking about, pal? Oh, she's ready. Well, where is this problem you were talking about? Come this far, there's no turning back now. Problem I have with this piece of evidence is here. Zoop. The judge would think American intelligence's logic is perfect. I asked the court to please take a look at the sleeve of this costume. Sleeve? There is a tiny hole here. A hole? But that wasn't in the report. Hold on. What's this around the hole? It smells faintly of gunpowder. Gunpowder? No one ever told me! A hole that smells of gunpowder. It looks like I found the hole I was looking for. Your Honor, the only logical conclusion you can make is that it must be a bullet hole. Where was the second shot? There it was. Order, order, order. Why is Gumshoe calling Nick an a-hole? This is a very grave matter. It's best we correct the court record first before anything else. Updated. Press the check button for details. Sorry about that. I guess we messed up, sir. Oh, no, it's... okay. Okay, I guess it's a... Is she actually smiling? What else is she hiding? Pull yourself together, detective. That tiny hole doesn't change a thing. The strength of the evidence still holds. Continue with your testimony. That, just now, was a fluke, nothing more. A bit more than a fluke. How can you say something like that? This is a huge oversight. While I agree it is a mistake on the part of the police, what Prosecutor Von Karma has said is true. The evidence still stands. If you do not find a more definitive problem with the evidence, then... No way! Detective Gumshoe, please continue with your testimony. Yes, sir. Welp! Starscream, I've typed it like 3 times and I'm still waiting for it. What are you talking about? Ember... Ember, what are you talking about? He wasn't fighting back? How do you know if he was or wasn't? We could find no evidence that the victim put up any sort of struggle, pal. So did the murderer have a fight with the victim or not? Depending on this, the circumstances around this murder changed drastically. We're in real trouble now. If only I had something to prove that the victim did fight back. That Von Karma, she thinks she can decide the verdict with this testimony alone. Well, I'll find the critical contradiction somehow and then I'll have her. Oh, I see. Oh, Ember, I got it. I got what you mean. That I couldn't rotate the jacket. Okay. I was confused by the Ace Combat 7 part. We have proof that he fought back. I meant to present that. He shot her. Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes? Having you call me by my full name is kind of a weird feeling. Miss Von Karma? You said that my client killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. Yeah, I did. Then what, may I ask, is the bullet hole you police overlook supposed to mean? What does it mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that the victim had fired off a shot. Is this what it means to not fight back? You're right. It seems you're correct. If the victim had tried to shoot the defendant, then it would change everything. Alright, the wind seems to be shifting. Ha. What is with that "are you finished yet" laugh? Are you finished yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Miss Von Karma? It seems that Maya Fey was shot at by the victim. However, that is only grounds enough to support a justified self-defense plea. That is correct. But I'm sure you remember, Your Honor, what the defense clearly said. They rejected justified self-defense and pleaded not guilty. Ah! Not at you. Why, that's right. Which means the defense has yet to prove anything at all. No! Well, yes, that's true. See? Furthermore, just the fact that there is a bullet hole in the costume is not enough to substantiate even a plea of justified self-defense. Huh? How so? Ah! Don't just stand there. Hurry up and tell the court what transpired that day. With the new information we acquired added in, of course. Huh? You mean by myself? You want me to put together the scenario all by myself? Ah! Yes, sir. Right away, sir. During the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. The defendant then picked up on the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it. The scenario you have put together does make sense. Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Wright, on the surface it does seem to make sense. However, I won't give up that easily. But please refrain from glaring at me like that. Now then, your cross-examination, please. Rosgriz again. D. Vasquez. Apparently in the Phoenix Wright universe it does. There's quite a difference in height between Dr. Gray and the defendant, and in body strength, and it seems unlikely the defendant could have stabbed the victim. Now that you mention it, yeah, I guess. You think you can get away with such flimsy reasoning? Mr. Phoenix Wright, Maya Fey was in the middle of channeling, was she not? When channeling with the Courtroom channeling technique, the medium physically changes. With the nurse's build, the defendant could have easily been a match for the doctor. I don't believe it. She even studied up on the Courtroom channeling technique. Like I said before, I am perfect! About what you were talking about, I didn't quite get it. Never mind. Let's continue with the testimony. So he was stabbed, but the stab wound didn't kill him. But if you think about the blood loss, he was probably hurt pretty bad. How badly hurt would you say he was? Actually, I went to give blood the other day, and afterward, I felt a little lightheaded and dizzy. I guess the damage was maybe about 10 times the dizziness? Ah! Sorry. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. Where in the world did that pistol come from? It looks like the victim, Dr. Gray, had specifically bought it for that day. But a handgun? He got it off the black market about 2 days before the murder. Why did Dr. Gray bring a gun? Was he taking precautions against something? The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. So, you're saying that the bullet hole in this costume was made then? Sorry, pal, but yeah, that's what I think. The two of them were already fighting when the shot was fired. Maya, I'm really glad you weren't hurt. Hydrate, thank you, Salty. But the stab wound didn't kill him. 28 stab wounds! Didn't want to leave him a chance, huh? Oh god. The defendant then picked up in the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it. Maya has never fired a gun before in her life. The victim had already taken off the safety. With the safety off, even an amateur like you can fire it just by pulling the trigger. Even me, I wonder. See? Now do you understand? Von Karma's logic is perfect. His testimony certainly makes us look very bad, but there's gotta be a contradiction in there somewhere. And uncovering it is going to uncover the truth. I can feel it. My theory is that the real killer is the Blue Badger. It's a menace. Wake up, Dick! Show your badge. She's 18? Jeez. Same age as Maya, that's weird. I don't know what to present. I'm not exactly sure. I don't see an obvious contradiction. I mean, technically he didn't miss. Is she old enough to be an attorney? Fuck no. Because they were too close, he missed. He didn't miss. Missing the tiny hole on this costume will be the prosecution's undoing. Eh? What do you mean? Dark Lord Kyo. Rating with 11 viewers. Lootness inbound. Hey, White Phoenix. Dark Lord Kyo, thank you for rating. With lewdness? I'm doing good, White Phoenix. How are you doing? Kyo, what'd you just end up with, what'd you just, finish up with? This little hole has actually created a huge hole in your testimony. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. You said the two of them were fighting when the victim fired his gun at point blank. If that were true, then where is the gunpowder burn on this costume? The gunpowder burn? This is what you testified earlier. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Yeah. Dark Lord Kyo, just raided us with lewdness, and this whole case right now hinges on the existence of holes. This is a weird night. Did some Dead by Daylight and ended with some cat lateral damage. Is cat lateral damage that one game where you're playing as a cat and trying to, like, knock everything off in like, rooms? Dead by Daylight is awesome, though. I really wish I had people that I could play it with. I would love to do it. Calamitous, I'm with you. I have a headache, but I'm still streaming. Welcome to the stream. Oh! But there is not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume. Oh, that's what we're going for. That if Maya had shot at point blank, then there would also be a gunpowder burn on her clothes. That is correct. Not the angle I was going for, but... Oh, hey, Captain. Me and Kyo played DBD on and off. Oh, the F-104 is now in War Thunder. I'd only play DBD to fuck people up with Pyramid Head. On that note, fuck Konami. Yeah, I saw your whole thread on that, May. I would only... I hate horror. Like, so much. But that game looks like a lot of fun. Especially if you play it with, like, players all filling up the slots. But I've never played it, so I know that if I play against White Phoenix or Kyo, if they play it on and off, then I am dead. By the daylight. That is a very good point. And what exactly does this mean? Very good point. What does it matter? It means that when the shot was fired, they were standing apart from each other. I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You think you can punch a hole in my logic with that? With wishy-washy thinking like that, anyone can explain anything away. Then I implore you to disprove my line of thinking. Let's see. Oh, it's not about the Kojima situation, White Phoenix. I mean, everyone knows the Kojima situation, but Konami put out new DLC for... They were partnered for new DLC for Dead by Daylight, and they didn't include one of the Silent Hill characters that would have made more sense to include than one of the characters that they did include, which... I don't know the full details on it. May knows, but... I'm pretty potato as killer. Kyo, I may have to get the game now. The Steam sale is coming up for the summer sale. I may get the game and, like, maybe we could do it like a joint stream or like a... What do they call them? Team streams? Where, like, people can view, like, a page where they can see our screens next to each other? I don't know. Listen, if you're down for it, yeah, sure. Okay, like, I will set something up. When I will get the game in the summer sale, and we'll talk then. We will do Dead by Daylight on stream. At this point, you should do some stupid pose every time you smack the paper, like smacking it against your head or something. I mean, Warrior, what more do I need to do? If they followed Lord, then James would have been chosen as a survivor, not Heather. Because James had a direct connection with Pyramid Head. I mean, I get that Dead by Daylight is just a celebration of horror and fuck your rules, but still. I guess part of it comes down to what character would people recognize more. And I know you said something about, like, the movie. If more people know Heather because of the movie, maybe that's why they chose. Not because they wanted to go for the movie, but because more people would know it and pay for it. I don't know. That would be awesome. It would be an honor to play with you, even if it's not Ace Combat. Listen, if Infinity was still around, I would be playing with all of you on it. but okay, fair enough, May. Then I don't know. It's Konami. We can't explain Konami anymore. Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim pushed the defendant away, and it was then, when they were separated, that he fired. How was that? As if that was even possible. According to testimony, the wound from the stabber was very severe. The victim would not have had the strength to push the defendant very far after that. Jeez. Silent Hill 2 and 3 are both equally huge as survival horror classics, so James and Heather are equally recognizable. It just screams of Konami just using Pyramid Head as a cash cow because they know the fanbase likes it with no regards to lore again, like they did with the movies. All they're doing is licensing it, really. Well, then... That's right, the defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she must have put some space between the doctor and herself. And then while she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took his shot. There, that should satisfy even you. That does make an awful lot of sense. What do you think, Mr. Wright? I must be careful. I can't afford to make a mistake here. Concentrate and think. Something doesn't make sense. There is a fatal flaw in her argument, Your Honor. Fatal? Flaw? Yeah! Very interesting. I would love to see where this flaw is. Show me something that contradicts my explanation. There has to be a snag in her explanation somewhere. She put some distance between them before rushing to make the final blow. Put some distance. And when she was about to strike, the doctor took his shot. No! She already stabbed. There must be a piece of evidence that contradicts this line of thinking. She already stabbed. Take a look at this. Why are you showing this to me, pal? Prosecutor Von Karma's explanation and this piece of evidence do not contradict. Huh? Haha, looks like you need to use your brain a little more, pal. Ugh, being lectured by Gumshoe of all people is so embarrassing. Come on, hurry up and get that thinking cap on. Really? Really? Okay. Let's try the gun. No worries, Rosgriz. I know that feel. Yep. Okay, let's try the jacket. Cool. I'm in the right area because the game isn't letting me go back, but... The curtain? You mean the folding screen? I mean, is this the time? Because I wasn't sure if, like, there was a time when it was, like, it would be very obvious that I would have to present this, but... This is the piece of evidence that destroys your logic. Okay. I guess you're right, Salty. Maybe that was a signal I was supposed to get. Like, this is a big objection, so let's bring it in. I don't know. Was your argument sensical? The answer is yes. At least until Phoenix Wright ruined it. What do you know of folding screens? What is that? A folding screen? I would like to point the court's attention to the hole in this folding screen. Or holes. Ah! It looks like you already know what I'm talking about. Who? Where? What? Mr. Wright, your explanation, please. Are these two really that clueless? The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, then the folding screen. The bullet went through the sleeve, and then the folding screen. It's 8 inches off the ground. That's not even... Really? That's the line we're going with? It's 8 inches off the ground. Okay. Passed through at a height of approximately 8 inches off the ground, which means... When the shot was fired, Maya, I mean the defendant, was not getting ready to strike, but was actually squatting low to the ground. And what? He was low on the ground too? Order, order! This changes everything. Please look at this diagram of the crime scene. The victim, Dr. Gray, was here when he fired the shot. She's in Slav stance! She was squatting like true Slav! Hi, Maxwell. Welcome to the stream. Being told to use your brain by Gumshoe was like being lectured on how to follow orders from Shamrock. Yet what is a folding screen? I like to imagine he brought the entire folding screen. I think that's how they do it in the anime. Like, they bring the whole, whatever the evidence is, they bring the whole thing in. They would have been both sitting during the channeling. Yeah, you're right. But still, like, sitting is like, you're still like 3-4 feet up, but if she's squatting like true Slav. Hey, Fiery. I tuned in just to hear Shamrock wasn't following orders again. So here's a question for you, Alex. How can we do this without the folding screen? Salty, May and I were watching the anime. We gotta get back to that, May. He was on ground when Slav squat around. The bullet hit this folding screen. It hit at this location about 8 inches off the ground. At this time, the defendant was in this area. I guess it wants me to point that she was here. Somewhere around here. Uh-oh. The judge's face is scrunched like he just smelled some serious bad breath. That is, I mean... Wait! I just realized I forgot to brush this morning. Excuse me while I freshen up. Sure. In the meantime, I want you to think things through again, Mr. Wright. Oh! Of course. Whoops. What's done is done. For now, I should focus on where Maya was at the time of the crime. I was really wondering where that was leading. Oh, no, yeah. The anime is terrible, but it's a good kind of terrible. She was standing here, near the folding screen. But wait a second! We know the defendant was close to the ground based on the height of the bullet hole, but how can you gauge the distance from that? Isn't it possible the defendant was standing much closer to the victim? That's impossible. But why? You, of all people, should know the answer to that question, Miss Von Karma. If she were shot from somewhere closer, there would be gunpowder burns present. However, there is nothing of the sort around the bullet hole of this costume. Ah! Curse you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You... I believe it has now been proven that... I need to brush my teeth again. The defendant was standing a ways from the victim when she was shot at. But do you think this has changed the defendant's situation? It changes everything! It changes this whole case! Honestly, Your Honor, this changes everything. The prosecution has claimed that the thing was third. However, where and what was the defendant doing at the time? Squatting all the way by the folding screen? Like through a Slav. Exactly. If Maya Fey was the real murderer, why would she be by the folding screen instead of preparing to strike? Slapping your head with paper like that will give you more craters in your skull than Belka. Yeah, it did hurt a little. I went a little far with that one. Damn bastard ruined it. He put holes in it with his speedy bullets in the crisp folding screens that I had just displayed. The way the jacket showed up behind Phoenix made me think of an enemy stand. Upon further consideration, it does make very little sense. Yeah, I figured there had to be a reason. Thanks, Gumshoe. Figuring things out and proving the logic behind everything is your job. Oof. Alright, with this, the rest of the trial should be in the blast radius of disaster. You are such a smart man, Mr. Phoenix Wright. To think that you've been able to take a completely hopeless case to this point Now I know why Papa had a tough time with you. Hmm, you amuse me. Ugh, of all the things to inherit, why did it have to be that smarmy smile? Detective, how dare you damage my perfect logic? Huh? How is it all my fault? You could start repairing your standing by first removing that three-strand goatee. Oh, and rest assured, your punishment will come later. The punishment? Actually, that's more like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 strand goatee? Well then, Your Honor, I think I've had all I can take of this detective's face. I think it's time to call in the next witness. Next witness? That's gotta be Lara. That was all just a one witness. I am also Teal 1241. Welcome to the stream. Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. Okay, that's more like it. After we reconvene, we will hear from the next witness. To be continued. I was gonna say. Alright. No, guys, that is gonna be it for the stream. It's a shorter stream tonight, I know, but it is already 12:30. It was gonna be a later stream, but also a short stream. Is Karma about to somehow cut Gumshoe's salary? Absolutely, without a doubt. Um, guys, we will get back to this very soon, much sooner than 1 month. Um, so I hope to see you guys for future streams, and we will continue this case because I get the feeling that this is going to be a long one. Um, good night, Dark Lord Kyo. All right. Yep. Hopefully. Thanks, Starscream. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I'll see you guys the next time. Take care, everyone.